9 miles. 8 mile tempo run today. Average pace 8:13. Let's see if I can fix this. All right. All right. Tempo day done. Tempo day got extended. So I went from a 5 mile tempo to an 8 mile tempo. So usually those are bookended by a mile warm up and a 1 mile cool down. And so the tempo's in the middle. The goal is to keep a marathon pace. And previously it was 5 miles. Training plan extended it to 8 now, which was challenging to say the least. But a good challenge. It just means that the body has something new to adapt to. It's going to have to force my body to get stronger, and that's a good thing. That's a plus. So let's see. Let's take a look at some of my laps here. So my average mile was 7:53, which was just in the range. My goal is around 7:43, but I kind of give myself like a 10-second buffer on each side, a 7:33, a 7:53, and I try to keep it in that pace on an average. So my first, and that's just so that my watch doesn't beep at me, because I want to be able to try to build into the run. Where if I set it at my right pace at 7:43, that means that right after my warm-up I got to bust right out the gate, and then I have to listen to my watch beep at me for a mile or two, which is frankly a bit annoying. And so I kind of set that buffer, and I just kind of know what I'm trying to get myself to. And so my first mile was a 7:55, then I improved to a 7:52, and then it was a 7:43, 7:45, 7:50, 7:46, and then my last 2 miles I just started tailing off, 8:12, and then 8 minutes flat for my 8th mile. It wasn't crazy warm today, 75 degrees or so, but that kind of bodes well. When the temperatures are a little bit higher, there's some science that shows that your paces will get faster as the weather cools down, because your body doesn't have to work so hard to cool your body down. And so what'll happen is that your body can then use that to power your muscles, as opposed to your cooling system. Kind of think about like, your car would probably go a little bit further if you didn't have to turn on your air conditioner and use some of that gas to cool down the interior of your car. And so so I'll take it all day long. It was definitely a challenging run, for sure. But at this stage you just kind of have to embrace the challenges. But the thoughts that I wanted to share with you that I was thinking about today was doubt versus confidence or belief. And I grew up watching. I'm 43 years old, so I grew up watching Tom and Jerry, and so I remember Tom and Jerry, and they would have these episodes where there would be like an angel on one shoulder and like a devil on the other shoulder. And me growing up in a Christian or a Presbyterian background, there was a lot of talk about, the good of the angels and the bad devil, and there being this fight between the two. And you just kind of grow up thinking like, oh, there's a bad part of me or an evil part of me, and then there is this like good part of me. And as I was kind of reflecting on my run and listening to the thoughts that were going through my head, I actually just had like I had an epiphany about that. And instead, what I started thinking was, I have this part of me, not the devil, but the part of me that maybe lacks lacks some belief and has some doubt. Liz is coming home. Instead of like this bad person that's trying to cause me to be unsuccessful, which is kind of a natural thought that would come to your head if you thought you had an angel and a devil on each shoulder. And I don't think that any of us really want that. I don't think either part of us necessarily have a side where we want ultimate failure. Rather, we do have parts of us that are non-believers. And so maybe that's the best way to describe the devil, is as a non-believer, as opposed to like someone that's evil or bad. What's up, beautiful?
Hi.
Oh, we got some snacks.
Yeah, I got
Yummy.
some of the keto chocolates. I didn't want to eat your donut chocolate.
Ooh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And some nectarines.
Ooh, yummy. All right. What's up, Mace Face? I love you. So, so that's what I was thinking, was instead of having this like not this devil side, instead it's one that's maybe the one that has the most doubt, the one that has the most fear, the one that maybe thinks that you're not capable of accomplishing your goals. The part of you that's maybe a little bit depressed, maybe the part of you that's a little bit more anxious. And we all have that. If you think that you don't have that, I hate to say that you're wrong. I'm sure there is. It's just maybe the part of you that's more confident, maybe that's a little bit stronger, which is great. That's ultimately what we're trying to do. That's at least what I'm trying to do when I go out and train, is I'm trying to build the strength of this belief system over here so that it can overpower this side of me that has the doubts and the anxiety and the depression, the fear, and all of those things. It's just some people right now, their fear and their depression and their anxiety and the lack of self-belief is just much bigger and much greater than the side of them that have the confidence and the belief. And so instead of thinking like, oh, we're bad people, or instead of thinking there's something wrong with me because I don't believe in myself and because I have this lack of self-belief, what I want you to know is that you're not alone. We all have that. Every single person has a side of them that is not evil, not inherently evil, but one that is fearful and maybe sometimes depressed and sometimes a little bit anxious and doesn't quite believe that we're capable of this success. And it's our job, in order to control what we put in our body for nutrition, what we do with our body, how we challenge ourselves, the things that we listen to, the books that we read, so that we can build up this confident side of us that's going to help push us through, so that when this one starts talking, this one can maybe shut it down or encourage it and go, no, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. We're going to be successful. You just got to make it through the next mile. And that was something that I was doing on my run today, was I got to my 6th mile and I was tired. And part of me wanted to stop. It wanted me to start walking. And the side of me that was so confident was going, James, just make it to the next mile. Make it 2 more miles. If you get to, let's finish these last 2 miles strong, and then if you feel like you need to walk for your cool down, then you can walk for your cool down. But let's kind of push through. Let's get through this mile, and then we'll reevaluate, and then we'll see what that next mile looks like. And amazingly enough, even though my times weren't where I wanted them to be, I built some mental toughness. I built some confidence of being able to push through those last 2 miles at that pace, so that I could finish strong. And then I got to my cool down and I didn't feel like I needed to walk. I was able to jog it out. And so um, that's the message I want to share with you today, is that it is okay if you have a side of you that lacks a little bit of belief, if there's a side of you that has a little bit of fear, if that has a little bit of anxiety, if you're feeling a little bit of depression, that is okay. That's normal. There's also, I know, a part of you that's like, man, I know you can do it. I know if you just try. Let's try on Monday, right? Let's get back on track the next time, right? We all have that voice in our head. It's our job every day to make the decision that we want to build this side up, right? Um, and there was a quote, I can't remember exactly how it goes, um, but to the extent of, we all have a side of us that's inherently has a lot of confidence and self-belief, and there's a side of us that doesn't have a lot of self-belief and has a lot of fear. And the one that is going to get stronger is the one that we choose to feed. And so I encourage you today to go and feed the side of you that believes in you. Feed the side of you that's going to encourage you to be the best version of you. Every day when you wake up, make the commitment that you want to be the best person that you can be. And what will happen in time as you continue to build that is you will find that that voice, that side of you is going to get stronger, and it will be able to overpower the side of you that has that fear, anxiety, depression, and lack of self-belief. All right. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll catch you next time. 10 miles done today, 8-mile tempo, bookended by 1 mile. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. And so, as they say, be consistently good, not occasionally great. Go out there and crush your next workout. Deuces.